And we are live.
What's going on, everyone? Hopefully, it's a beginning of a good night for the Maha people. If not, I'm protesting like a Mexican in Vegas, bro. I mean, it is. I know we talked about that yesterday, but the amount of stupid in this world is just beyond what I can comprehend, my friend. It is just the PR team for these people. They need to step up their game, or maybe they just want to just piss us off. I don't know, but this one got me. Like, this one got me, brother. Like, so there's a protest outside of Trump's hotel in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're gathered in front of the Trump International Hotel, waving Mexican flags, the country they don't want to fucking go back to, and chanting Viva Mexico and protest of deportation of criminal migrants.
Viva Mexico!
If you like Mexico, dude, you don't see me saying Viva fucking Israel. You don't see me saying Viva fucking Poland. No, fuck those countries. Viva America. Say Viva, dude. If they said Viva America, I would.
Viva Mexico! Viva Mexico!
I would actually have a soft spot in my heart. Like, these guys love this fucking country. They love this fucking country. They're saying Viva America. Nah, these dumb bitches are saying Viva Mexico. Well, take your fucking ass over down yonder to fucking Mexico. This fucking, I never understood that. Like, I never understood that. Like, you don't want to fucking go back, yet you're fucking like Viva. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Get the fuck out of here. All of you.
Get the fuck out of here. That's my thing too. Like, and also, I'm really believing that a lot of people haven't read the room. Like, you motherfuckers are not the vast majority no more. Like, I mean, it's
No.
They really thought that they were for a long time. They still act like they are. People want the immigrants gone. The illegal aliens, they want them fucking gone. Like, we're sick of them raping, robbing, fucking pillaging, and us supporting them for it. We're fucking sick of it. They don't even try to learn the fucking language. They don't even try to assimilate into our culture. They don't even try to mix with it. They treat us like we're second-class citizens and we're fucking supposed to just cater to them. And that's because that's what the fucking dumbass administration that we had in last showed them. Like, hey, come on over. We'll give you fucking so much. We'll give you X amount of money and we'll do this, blah, blah, blah. We'll do that. Like, I sent you
Instagram.
The Instagram. I'm pulling it up right now.
I got it pulled up right now, homie.
You do?
Excellent. Yeah, dude. Let me pull this shit up here. So, all right. So this is a fine young woman here. She's working, doing her thing, and she says in her in her little, and I'm not gonna play the music. It got stuck in my head. Fuck it. You guys got to get it stuck in your head too. Those reindeer had a very shiny nose. It was stuck in my head for like an hour. Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome. That's creepy. I didn't even play. I had the music down.
You are a lucky bastard. Imagine hating on me because I came here illegally. Meanwhile, I'm just at work taking care of your sick family member. Who is this hospital that knowingly hired an illegal immigrant? And why are they still in business? Why aren't they being sued in oblivion? Why aren't the officers and managers and everybody involved in employing this illegal immigrant? Why aren't they behind bars? They should be fined they should be fined so hard they have to move to a fucking third world country to afford to live.
Do you know how strict, at least it used to be, the hiring policy for health, even an assisted living facility, like if you it was so tight, like constant drug tests, constant criminal background check. I mean, they would even check like your like if you had weird finances, they would flag you. You know what I mean? Like, and now it seems like here she is, like, I'm just taking care of your elder. Like, that's a problem in and of itself, right there.
But it's the H-1B argument we had yesterday, or discussion.
Yeah,
there's Americans who could take care of the elderly. There's plenty of Americans who are qualified for this job. So she's living, and you know what? Honestly, take it back. She is hot enough to get asylum in Afghanistan, and I really think we need more. Yeah, I think. I mean, look how she tastefully covered her cleavage with her hair there. That's sexy. Yeah, I think we should honestly, like, we should make an exception for her. She could actually. I'm getting kind of old. I might need a sponge bath at this point, but So the comments are what really woke me up. Talk about reading the room. My favorite name of the day, Curly Boy Chuck. You're telling on yourself for breaking the law. They broke the law, and the third president has 32 felonies. Actually, not really. Like, those are fake. You can't just make up a felony and not have a felony that you made up.
Here's the thing I'll point out. He's a citizen.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys admitting the social crimes on social media. You know, you have your bleeding hearts, but it seems like wrong. You work in a hospital job illegally. The comment section is making loose faith humanity. For some reason, all the good comments got pushed down. ICE has been notified. Have a nice day. I mean, she snitched on herself. Get out. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, here's one. My wife came here legally. The process has been tough, but we have figured out a way for her, like millions of others. Because of her look, she's been discriminated against because of her border crisis. Not cool. We welcome you, USA, through the front door. It's not fair to the individuals that fought hard to come here legally. You committed a crime. Go home. By the way, this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. Obama carried out similar deportation operation in his presidency. That's my argument as well. Forwarding to ICE now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, that's the thing is, like, she cut the line. There's other people waiting in line, paying the money, taking the courses, doing everything right. And this bitch just cut the line. I'm sorry. That's fucking wrong. That is unfair to people who are following the rules.
And it's just so audacious, man. Like you're going to post this like on social media. Like, it's amazing to me the audacity that people have about it. And apparently, I mean, this wouldn't be, if she says she came here illegally, like, it's not an H-1B visa. Like, she just came over. Like, how the fuck does that even happen? I'm still wondering how that fucking happens.
That booty, though.
You had to pull it up. I know.
I mean, I honestly petitioned for her citizenship. I'm just saying, like, she lifts. I'm okay. I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't know if she doesn't filter it enough. Nah, she's not. She's cut off. We're going to make room for some Colombians.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Colombians, I mean, we're going to make, sorry, lady, like, there's some hotter Colombian chicks. We're just going to go with that from this point. I don't understand the entitlement. Like, you have a job illegally. Your employer hired you, I'm assuming illegally. Someone made a comment in that comment section, like, there's no way this is the truth. Like, no hospital is going to hire an illegal immigrant.
Shit, dude. I don't know. Like, the healthcare industry now, I used to think that, bro. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know.
That's crazy, though. I mean,
there's like when you look at the financials for these companies, man, it's like 50% of the profit is administrative. Like 50% is administrative, right? So they will cut costs just about any other way, bro. And this is no shit. I actually checked that I'm legally allowed to talk about this now because it's been long enough. But I once ran a facility that we had a skilled nursing, an independent living, and an assisted living all connected. And even out of that kitchen, we cooked the food, the meals for the county jail, right?
Wow.
So we're talking, like, you know, millions of dollars of receiving, going out, employees, everything like that. We paid more for, like, we got more money budgeted for the inmates than the people in the hospital. Like, really? I mean, by like double, right? And if I told you what some of these things, and these were a while ago, but if I told you what some of these things were, the budgets for, like, resident day dollars for food, it would make you fucking puke. These people pay like $10,000 a month, like either through Medicaid, Medicare. If they're on their highest level of care for assisted livings, it's like $10,000 a month, right? $525 a day is what you're supposed to be able to make them 3 meals and snacks. $525 a fucking day. They pay $10,000 a month. You know. So I don't know, man. I think that if they could find an illegal to work and they're in any way qualified from their other country, and that they could get around CMS regulation, I think they would. That's the thing. What everybody should understand about the healthcare industry, which is why we need to get RFK in there. The healthcare industrial complex, if they can get away with it, in order to make more money, they fucking will.
Yeah.
They absolutely fucking will. You know, I mean, it's not even a question.
We can't have JFK in anywhere near that position though, because, well, as our good friend Pocahontas says, he might bankrupt the pharmaceutical companies. Huh. Well, lady, that's why we voted for Trump. That is why that's his job. But anyway, listen to the soundbite.
Profitable. In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, and then nobody gets vaccine.
Oh man, that would be terrible.
Fucking
you know how
sounds like
hard
a
it would be
plan
to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers? Like Novo Nordisk is bigger than the country they're based in. Like
Right.
they're not bankrupting anything. Like she is bought and paid for by big pharma. You know what I love? I love how everybody uses their good old fashioned iPhone, like this bad boy right here, as their only tool. Like these are real reporters, like, and they're fucking using iPhones. Like they gotta make something better than that, right? Like they're using a standard iPhone. I don't even know if they have the cool 16 like I do. I mean, what is going on here? They're using, she's got an iPhone 4. She doesn't have the good one. She has the 2-banger. Like, yeah, she's using an old model iPhone as her. These are reporters. And guys, when you're losing your hair, don't do this.
Just shave that shit. God damn. I was
What
about to say
is this? Does he think that looks good?
It looks like he's like, you know, entered the building from the 70s or something. Like, what the fuck?
In fact,
I just, Elizabeth Warren needs to go. Like, I'm talking like if Elon colonizes Mars, we should send her there first to make sure the atmospheric pressure is correct. I mean, this is fucking nuts. Like this woman, the fact that anybody votes for her is insane. She literally talk about taking shit away from people. She pretended to be a nationality she's not and took scholarships away from people of that nationality to get where she's at in life. She is a lying scumbag.
You know, she's taken like $5 point some million from the pharmaceutical industry too. You know, it's well, just this past election cycle. I mean, who knows?
Wow.
But it's fucking wild to me that that's an argument. Like if they can't be held accountable for injury, then they shouldn't be in business anyway. Like if they can't, if they injure so many people that it would bankrupt them, they shouldn't be in business anyway. Imagine running a supplement company that, you know, you just don't have to fucking worry about ever getting litigated against.
It'd be amazing, is what it would be.
It would be amazing for people like you and me because we like want patented ingredients, clinically tested human doses, and we want the science. But for everybody that's like me and you, you know, in the supplement industry, there's going to be fucking 30 people that will underdose, mislabel, fucking throw garbage shit in there. Like that's the issue. When you say you can't be litigated against if you hurt somebody. And I've always said this before. Me and you talked about this. Like I think I pointed this out like 4 years ago. I can probably find the tweet. The company like Pfizer, if they would ever all of a sudden turn on Pfizer and hold them accountable for any damages caused by the vaccine. And I know many people don't want to think about that and YouTube, blah, 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 all this shit. But nobody, like no vaccine, they're now admitting like no vaccine is 100% safe. Okay. So if they can all of a sudden be held accountable for it, and they absolutely could because they withheld information. They said it would stop transmission, all that shit, right? If Pfizer would get nuked, like you know, hundreds of billions of dollars of lawsuit, right? Mm-hmm. And then lose their license, all that shit, right? The people that own Pfizer would take the profits that they made from Pfizer, because the profits that they made from Pfizer are going to be in no way close to the fines that they would get. The fines they would get would just stop the company from being operational. The profits far exceed that. And they could just start a new company that would then treat the side effects and the other problems that were created by their own vaccine.
And that's exactly what they would do. Why wouldn't they do that? I mean, they have full immunity. It's just the fact that everybody's cool with this. The Democrats, I don't know when this happened. They're pro-war. They're not about bodily autonomy. It's just such a weird flip we've had. Like, I don't know if we flipped or maybe I was just blind, but this is bonkers. Like, I do not understand how anyone can be a Democrat anymore with Elizabeth Warren. as your person. Like we got Jim Jordan. Man was a.
Yeah.
Have you read about Jim Jordan's wrestling career? He's
No.
a legend.
Really?
Legend. Like I'm talking elite.
Wow.
Yeah, I mentioned it to one of my wrestling friends. He's like, dude, he was insane. He was nuts. Yeah, he had in high school, he had a 156-1 record. And he went to the University of Wisconsin, became a 2-time NCAA Division I champion.
Damn.
Just an absolute monster. If there was ever a fight in he would destroy everybody. You're talking
awesome.
winning an NCAA title twice, losing one match in high school total. That is wild. That is absolutely wild.
Who wouldn't love to see him like double leg Mitch McConnell? He's like just double leg him into like pieces. It would be amazing.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
A good hip toss to Bernie Sanders would be fucking phenomenal.
Here we go. Here's some. Okay, we got. For those who don't know wrestling, we got to see some Jim Jordan in action here. I believe he's in red. I believe that's what Wisconsin would wear in this scenario. So let's play this on Facebook here. He was ranked 1 in the country. Imagine him just double legging AOC.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And you got to realize, like, this is, it just kind of, there it is. And this is like the elite. This is the 1 versus 2. So he's going up against the number 2 ranked guy. And look at that. He just scored right there. That at the time was a 2-point takedown. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the takedown. Let's see how he does it. Oh, look at that. He's whipping around. He's about to get his 2. Right. Because they just went up to 3 last year.
Just pull on it.
There he goes. He got the 2.
Pull. Got it. There it is.
He got the 2. Now he's working the leg. Oh man, he was a monster.
He's all over.
Absolute monster. Yeah, I always have to bring it back. If somebody's really good at sports, we're pulling up the clip.
Oh,
yeah, Jim Jordan's an animal.
So it would be awesome to see Jim Jordan do that to Bernie Sanders. And I can't believe I ever said I'm going to say that. Because Bernie Sanders. No.
Bernie Sanders is a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. And I can't believe people like Tim Pool actually saw him as something other than a piece of shit and voted for him at one point. Like the guy didn't have a job till he was 40 years old. He's a career moocher.
Yeah, this is wild. He's Bernie Sanders. I like the slogan, Make America Healthy Again. I agree with that effort. But when I asked Robert F. Kennedy if healthcare is a human right, he couldn't give me an answer.
Healthcare
because it's not, bitch. How are you going to say healthcare is a human right? It's not.
Make America Healthy Again has nothing to do. That's sick care. Making America Healthy Again be fixing our food supply.
Exactly.
That's making America healthy again.
Telling fat fucks to lose goddamn weight, or we're not going to fucking keep supporting you. We're not going to keep subsidizing your fucking gluttonous behavior. Like that sort of shit. Let's listen to this here.
Very much like the slogan that you coined, Make America Healthy Again.
And I'm going to point out that I coined that years ago. Just saying. You can check my YouTube feed. I have videos saying "Make America Healthy Again."
But we'll let them use it.
But we'll let them use it, yeah. But RFK, you get in there, you fucking call us,
please.
And I strongly agree with that effort. Despite spending, as you indicated, 2 or 3 times as much per capita on healthcare as other nations, we have 85 million.
Tell me that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren aren't going to make out after this. It's weird.
God, that's a disgusting image.
I mean, dude, look at it. It's like they're like, they got the Vaseline ready and
the baby the Diddy oil.
The titty oil. Yes.
Titty oil. You got that going on.
Look at she's getting hot.
We're uninsured, underinsured. We have all kinds of chronic illnesses. Our life expectancy is lower than other countries. And for working class people in this country,
That's thanks to your party, by the way, Bernie.
Yep.
they are living 6-7 years shorter lives than the top 1%. We got a problem, okay? And I'm going to suggest some ideas that I think can remedy that. Last year, the insurance industry in this country made over $70 billion, while at the same time, 85 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured. Do you agree with me that the United States should join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people as a human right? Yes? No?
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Healthcare
I like how he cuts it off.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
he
realize
explained
that.
it.
Yeah, because he explained
There's
it.
more to it. Not everything is explainable via yes and no, but what if we made it where we don't need as much healthcare and we make it affordable and we bring costs down, which is what will happen if we get healthy. You know, I went to the eye doctor today and she's like, yeah, we could run this through insurance. I'm like, I've used maybe 1% of what I've paid into insurance throughout my life.
Mhm.
Like people like me are funding everybody because I don't use my insurance. I don't use any of it. Even when I do, you have to hit a certain amount to get your deductible. It's this, that. It's fucking bullshit. I don't even know why the fuck I have insurance anymore, to be honest with you.
I do just for catastrophic injury or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's it. And I try to be pretty fucking safe, even though I still do I still physically perform decently hard, and I do all sorts of crazy outdoor shit like fucking hog hunting and shit like that. But the thing is, he's talking about the profit margin of the insurance industry. That's because of Obama.
So much better. Like they're the ones who caused this.
Yeah, and the thing is, like when you see Bernie Sanders say that, Bernie Sanders also took about $1.8 million from the pharmaceutical industry and the healthcare industry this last election cycle too. So it's open, just open bullshit that they're coming across with. And I expected no different because they a simple phrase of "Make America Healthy Again." I've been saying this for months now. RFK is the thing that they absolutely do not want. They absolutely do not want. They do not want transparency in the healthcare industry.
Nope.
They do not want the chronic illness epidemic to go down. If the chronic illness epidemic goes down, they lose a massive leveraging point from the people. Like Bernie Sanders is in there talking about how, we need to do this for people. We need to do this for people. How about if people didn't need you to do shit for them, you shouldn't have to do shit for them.
Well, he's a socialist piece of shit. So, yeah. I mean, his thought is always, and socialism, thing is where he's put himself in life, socialism is the haves and have-nots. The people in power have, and the people not in power have not. So he's in a position now where the more socialist we become, the more he separates himself from the general population. So being that he is in the ruling class now, he has multiple homes worth millions of dollars, he's looking out for his own. It's about enrichment, empowerment. That's all he cares about. He cares about himself. Socialism is the most selfish form of governance there is, because socialism ensures that lazy fucks get as much as people who work their asses off, and that's not cool. That's why America's so great, is due to meritocracy.
I hadn't thought about it as being greedy, but it really is, because it just suits the people that are that make the decisions, and I mean, realistically, it's, if I can live on my own, why should I help support you? Why can't you,
Honestly, that's the thing, is that in a real society, your safety net is your family and your community. But right now, people can't afford to feed themselves. So how are you going to feed others? So I mean, taxes are so, you work 6 months out of the year to pay the government. then you get to keep the other 6 months. How crazy is that? That imagine that you didn't work for 6 months and then you had to work 16-hour days.
Yeah.
To pay for the entire year, abbreviate over 6 months. That's what we're doing. We are in a system that you are paying half of your earnings to the US government. How is that just? How is that fair? And also, like, where are we going to, we're already in debt. We're already in a deficit. He doesn't want to cut any programs. Bernie, where does this money come from? Where are we going to pay for it? We're going to tax the billionaires. We've already done the math, Bernie. That's not even going to pay for like a week of that shit. Like, where does the money come from? You fucking piece of shit. Where does the money come from, Bernie? And there's no answer. Well, we take it from the billionaires. And it's like, dude, the billionaires, they're already paying a lot. They avoid taxes. Yeah, with the tax code written by your party. Like, yeah, they have the lawyers and the accountants and they get around shit. Fix that. We don't need to raise the taxes. We just need to fix the loopholes that you put in for people like you dumb fuck.
You don't.
Oh, oy vey.
I like the emphasis on dumb fuck was very good. It was I liked it.
I hate Bernie Sanders with a passion. Like, I despise that piece of shit.
Like, what a human example of term limits, like for term limits, you know?
Well, Elizabeth Warren is a pathological liar.
Yeah, she lies constantly. It's insane.
It's how totally insane. Where she's at. She wouldn't have gotten into law school if she didn't lie. Which
so
I guess is fair for law school, right?
Right. I mean, think about it. You know, this next clip I wanted to show. This is why you shouldn't trust the government, especially about healthcare. You just shouldn't. Okay. And basically, I'll read it just in case they keep his mic low and he has a hard time talking. But RFK, 20 years ago, NIH scientists did a study on amyloid on Alzheimer's, in which they said it was caused by amyloid plaque. After the NIH shut down studies of any other hypothesis, so they did this study 20 years ago. And then they just didn't fund any other ones. Like, they just said, this is what causes it. They didn't proceed to check any further, right? And 20 years later, we now know that those studies were fraudulent. And that came out last year. And it just kind of like no mainstream media really talked about it. But those studies were completely fraudulent. So the data didn't make sense, anything like that. They didn't stand up to a new peer review, basically. And flagrantly, you know, the NIH has funded 800 studies based on a fraudulent hypothesis, and we've lost 20 years in figuring out how to cure Alzheimer's. And that's just one example. I could give you hundreds. We need to end that. I would absolutely 100% agree. It's the same thing as how there's no studies on supplements. Supplements for them, supplements are always privately funded. The government does not even want to consider doing any research on things like berberine or in situ seaweed extracts, succulent plant extracts that have been used medicinally for hundreds, thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to do that because you can't patent nature, right?
Yeah. So they feed off of Big Pharma's teat. You know? Yes,
that's it exactly. It's like and whether you're pro THC use or anti THC use, I'm a big nobody should be able to tell you what you can do. So you should be able to grow THC in your front fucking lawn. The only reason why marijuana and hemp are legal is because they can't patent it. And both THC, I mean, there are so many medications that they try to mimic THC. For painkillers, for antipsychotics, those sorts of things, right? And hemp, for fuck's sake, hemp, you can eat it. You can make concrete with it. It produces like 3 times the amount of oxygen as a tree per acre that you have. And hemp can be eaten, used as cloth, used as clothing. It's like a super plant, right? And all the founding fathers grew it, right? But as making it illegal, like getting us to go away from that, like helped out like Andrew Carnegie and them when they developed rayon like artificial oil-based fabric, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, people don't even investigate this shit anymore. And
No,
it's
but
not
because we're taught to believe and trust the experts.
right. And that's what's wild is that most people, and then they have no problem dumbing down the entire population because the stupider the population is. Remember during COVID when they were saying, don't do your own research. Doing your own research is dangerous. Like,
that was wild. It's like, don't research. I mean, it was so antithetical of what I was taught, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember we had the 5 things you want to graduate with in high school. And one was being a critical thinker. And I think we've gotten away from that. And this is in LA, right? Like, it's just wild how in 2020, they told us not to look, not to open our eyes, not to do research. You know, it's not, no, just talk to your doctor. I'm like, what if I did both? What if I talk to my doctor, then do research? Like, we're in a situation where we have AI, we have the internet, we have Google, we have PubMed, we have Google Scholar. I have all those tools, and I'm supposed to just trust a guy who went to school 20 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't understand how, like, you should, you know, how you should be able to tell me, especially if you can't tell me the new science. Dude, I am looking, this is wild. I wanted to show you this. I got to pull this up just so you can see it. Here's how fucked up this is, bro. Check this out.
Wow.
I have tried to get, but not only that, but watch this. Okay, so CNN is not smart enough to do their own research. It won't let me go to it.
Is that Google?
This is Brave. Site can't be reached.
Oh.
Hang on. FYI. Error establishing database connection.
Huh.
BRMG. BRMG is no longer a domain. Apple Podcasts. This is the only one that came up.
Wow.
CNN, don't do your own research. Medical censorship. Oh, that one finally came up. So
there we go.
This is good. Vaccine, quote, vaccines save lives, end quote. Vaccines are safe and effective, end quote. Vaccines will get us back to normal. End quote. All eligible Americans must take a vaccine. Americans have been bombarded with this mantra 24/7 since the experimental gene therapeutics, aka the vaccines, became available to the general public. And let me find out where I was looking for.
Well, I agree with that because that's what the CDC and WHO says to do.
Yes.
For the record.
So this is 4 little words. Do your own research are hurting the U.S. pandemic response, warned CNN's Rameshia Morav, citing chief media correspondent Brian Stetzler. Brian Stetzler is the one that said, is what it said it. Jesus Christ.
You're citing that little fat fuck. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's a citation and a half right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have no clue what's going on in the world of the RFK hearings. I mean, I guess they're doing that little private vote right now, right? Because they made the vote private, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is
what don't they want disgusting. Us to see? Like, why can't we see it? I want to know who voted for what. Isn't it supposed to be public record?
I mean, how can it not be? It's wild.
Well, I mean, Cernovich says RFK Jr. should be an easy 7-30 confirmation. Probably the most bipartisan cabinet official nominee in our lifetime. Big Pharma has total control over the Democrat Party. No one can deny this now. He's right.
Yep.
I mean, Cernovich is right.
Normally is.
I mean, yeah, RFK should be a shoo-in.
Yes.
It shouldn't even be a question. He is literally a Democrat. He is a Democrat. That's what's wild about this. But I mean, you know who's causing all of this, right?
Soros.
The Jews. And that's why Trump put together today the additional measures to combat anti-Semitism. Oh my God, this is not looking good, guys. Trump signs executive order to combat anti-Semitism. And then Luke Rudkowski says, I prefer free speech in the First Amendment. From Michael Tracy, Trump just signed an executive order to combat anti-Semitism. It builds upon his 2019 order mandating so-called IHRA definition, which includes applying double standards to Israel. Violations could result in criminal prosecution of Americans, not just foreign nationals.
Jeez.
So basically, you could literally go to jail if you are mean to Jews, I guess. I need to read more into this.
Dude, you should lean into that.
What, going to jail for talking about Jews?
No, nobody's allowed to be mean to you no more. You get some serious fucking hate.
Right.
Yeah, I'll remind you, you're a Jew.
Do I have enough? I mean, what's the cutoff point?
Oh, well, if they went by the Elizabeth Warren standards, 2%.
So it targets harassment and violent offenders, and it does not target free speech from what this guy heard.
Yeah, but words.
Yeah, but it just doesn't look good. Like when we canceled Kanye, guys.
Yeah.
Like why are we doing this? Like they don't need special rules for Jews. They'll be all right, man.
I hope so. I'm friends with
this
one.
Is crazy.
So I found this, by the way.
This is wild, dude. I mean, what a dumb thing. It just makes it worse.
That's dumb. That does make it worse. It makes people resent them more, right?
Yeah. God damn it.
So this is from January 20th. This is from 2021.
So we're listening to a fat fuck tell us about our health.
Yeah.
That phrase, do your own research, it's popping up a lot in conversations about coronavirus and about COVID vaccines. Nicki Minaj used similar wording in that tweet this week, saying she was doing research. But this go it alone.
Listen to how snarky and arrogant this little fucking Pugsley ass bitch sounds. Like think back to then, how they were just like, oh, you motherfuckers, you're not taking the vaccine. You spoke out against it. We're coming for you. Oh, we're going to cancel everything you do. We're going to debank you. How fucking smug these bitches sounded. We are being way too fucking nice right now.
Not me. I'm not nice to this guy. If I saw this, I would not be nice.
But just in general, like, I'm sorry, but if you fucking push the vaccine on people, you should be ashamed every day of your fucking life. If you were one of these people that said, like, you shouldn't be able to get health care, we should dog you so fucking hard every fucking day. It should be ridiculous. I mean, this little Pugsley, I can't believe this guy would dare speak about health. Dare.
Look at that chin. All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Every single chin. All of them are messed up, bro.
I mean, he's wearing shoulder pads and his head is that big on his fucking shoulders.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
That's fucked up, bro. You are a pussy of a human being. Jesus.
Own approach, doing your own research. It seems so innocent, but it can have serious consequences. Let's talk about it with two actual researchers. Yael Eisenstadt and Renee DeResta are back.
Liberal white women. So fucking shocked.
God, we got to get rid of them.
Renee, what are the roots of this phrase? I feel like I used to hear it around QAnon craziness.
You know, it became, got a lot of coverage in.
Do your own research is QAnon.
It's QAnon somehow, not college. It's not like,
Is it? Aren't I spending a ton of money a year so my daughter does her own fucking research?
Yes, you are.
Isn't that the whole fucking point?
Yes. Right.
She turns 19 tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, dude.
It's fucking crazy.
You're going to cry, right?
No, not right now.
No, not right now. I meant like tomorrow.
Maybe.
In private, of course.
Maybe a little bit.
Dude, my son just turned 25. It fucked me up.
Fuck, dude. We're old.
We're old, bro. Old. When all this shit started, think about how young they were.
Yeah. You mean when all the 2020 thing?
Yeah, the 2020. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, well, my daughter, she didn't have a middle school graduation. They were like, she got to drive up and pick up her thing and take a picture on her own in front of a thing. And we didn't even do COVID. It was just like so weird. Like it was so weird. The whole thing was now 8th grade graduation's retarded. Yeah. But still. Come on, guys. Come on. You're really going to do that? Okay, good job.
in the context of QAnon, but it dates back to the 1890s. It dates back to the origin of the anti-vaccine movement, where there was a lot of debate about whether allopathic doctors or homeopathic doctors were accurate in their findings about inoculation. This goes all the way back to the kind of the era of smallpox. In the 90s, you actually saw the phrase used positively in the context of the internet. Particularly, there was a shortage of doctor time. And so they would say, hey, you can do some of the research about your condition by reading these websites. And they would point people to websites online, like things like WebMD and that kind of more authoritative sources in the early days of the internet, prior to the kind of proliferation that we've seen today of less reputable sources.
Right, I see.
One of the real challenges, oh, go ahead.
No, I just, the idea that this has been around forever, but now that we all have these phones, we all have this ability, do your own research, it's supercharged. And yeah, I wonder how you view it in the context of Nicki Minaj, like this idea that, oh yeah, she's just doing her research.
He's really upset with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's racist.
Racist motherfucker. How did that happen? Like, I call people fat and I'm called a racist. Like, even if the fat person's white and they call me a racist, right?
Yeah, I think racist is just a blanket term for someone who says they don't like what you said. So you're automatically a racist.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because no shit. Like, he's actually talking about a black woman. This is back in 2021. BLM was still going. They were just making the transition from BLM to
Pride. But if you were an anti-vax black woman or someone who does research, well, doing research automatically makes you an Uncle Tom, I believe. So that was okay.
That's right. It's white.
Because white people do research and shit.
So I'm so frustrated with this fucking dimension. Like, maybe
this
that's what happened, dude. Maybe that's what happened, because like, I'm with you. I was a 90s Democrat. People used to call me a fucking tree hugger because I would like hunt for my own food, want to live on a farm, because I would go to farmers markets, shit like that. They're like, oh my God, you're a fucking liberal fucking tree hugger. I was against war, all that shit. And remember when Democrats were against war, and now I'm some sort of alt-right fucking like icon. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, he's so far right. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
I feel so lost right now. It's like, I run in conservative circles, but the thing is, all of them were kind of like me too. Yes. I think we didn't get red pilled. The Democrats just went so far left. We're still the same people. Right. They just changed so dramatically. And anybody who doesn't change against that movement is just a brainwashed idiot who lacks critical thinking skills. Every single one. Every single Democrat is a brainwashed idiot who lacks critical thinking skills, because anybody who could vote for what they're fucking doing right now is out of their mind.
I mean, if anything, I became more traditionally left. I became more anti-war. I became more grow food, not lawns. I became more like raise your own. Like, I became more of a tree hugger. Like if anything,
but the Republicans are the homesteaders now. The Republicans are the homesteaders now. That's what's crazy. Like, we were talking about that during 2020, 2021. Jake Coco, the musician, and he lives out this way. And he was like, we joke around. He'd be sending me pictures of like listings for like big ass fucking properties. Like, we should buy this shit, man. Let's do it. Let's move off grid. I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. I think it's going to be fine. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because, again, like this guy, if you met him and his wife, like they don't look like conservatives like you picture. But there was a picture from one of the inauguration balls, and it was a bunch of young people dressed nice, attractive, in shape, and it was conservatives. So when you see a room full of well-dressed young people who are attractive, you assume they're Republicans. When you see a room full of vile, fat, disgusting pigs with colored hair, you know they're Democrats. I'm cool with being the party of the young, good-looking people than the party of the, fat, mentally fucking ill hags.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Weird.
Speaking of mentally ill hags, good transition. Just in, the USDA Inspector General was physically removed from her office by security after refusing to comply with Trump's firing her.
How do you not comply with being fired? You're fired, you leave.
By the President of the United States. Like he can't fire me.
Wow.
Like, get the fuck out of here. She's lucky she didn't, again, we're being too nice. Oh, you're not going to leave? You're officially trespassing. Let's go to Gitmo. You know, like what the fuck? It's so wild. Like that's an insurrection, isn't it?
What was like, what did she think would happen? Like, I'm not accepting this termination. Like, dude, if I worked for a company and I refused to accept termination, they'd remove me.
Yeah.
With security. Like, again, it's the president.
Yeah.
Like, that is like the ultimate getting fired. And Trump's kind of known for firing people. It's kind of his shtick.
Yeah.
Like, what did she think would happen? What did she think would be the ultimate outcome of that situation?
I have no idea. That's a good question because like it sounds like very like detached almost, you know?
Well, they think they're untouchable.
Let's see here. I'm
because we were coddling them for so long.
I'm trying to find out if we can hear. Oh, this is a good one. Because this is what we were talking about.
And all these Democrats are opposed to me for partisan issues. They used to be my friends. Agreed with me on all the environmental issues I've been working on for my whole career. Now they're against me because anything that President Trump does, any decision he makes, has to be lampooned, derided, discredited, marginalized, vilified.
We need to move on.
And all these Democrats are opposed to me.
That's true.
Partisan.
He's right. It doesn't have to do with what's right for the country. It has to do with what's right for the party and their power. And that's all they care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about the Constitution. They just care about their power. And they are moving to make this country into a socialist communist hellhole. And that's and if I'm exaggerating, it's because, dude, if Kamala won, I'm not playing, dude. Alan and I would probably be looking up leaving this country because I don't feel safe. I would not feel safe. They were literally like, we had many people we know. FBI would come to their house. Yeah, we just need to ask some questions. There's that one guy who went viral. He's like, about what? No. Like, show me your badge. What's your name? Why do you have your camera phone on? Well, because you motherfuckers kill people. All right, that's why. Because you set people up, and I'm not letting that happen. So I'm not just recording it. I'm live streaming it, so it's live. You do something, it's not coming off the net.
Right.
You know, and that's what you have to do. We're in a situation where the FBI was weaponized against the American people.
Yes. And people try to deny that. People try to ignore that, but it's just the absolute truth. I remember it was probably July of this past summer, like when I sent you that article where they have like a list of 400,000 people.
We're on it.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're on that fucking list. Like they were probably going to come round us up. List. Yeah.
I mean, just by numbers, though. I mean, we're definitely in the top 400,000 of people who talk about this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in there. Like 100%, because it's all social media shit. They're not going after some mom who tells her friend, yeah, I think Biden's an idiot. No, they're going after people who speak on issues and give opinions and aren't Democrats. So yeah, it's absolutely frightening. It is fucking scary. I'll be honest, to not feel safe in your own country is fucking scary when we have this illusion of safety throughout our lives. And we're told that this is about free speech and freedom and the pursuit of happiness and greatness and meritocracy. And then you find out that the government's been weaponized against you because you have a certain opinion that they don't agree with.
And it was wild how people, like, I was just under the assumption that people would turn us in anyway. Like, I mean, people rolled over so hard, and I was just like, this is fucking wild. Like, and, you know, me and Crystal, my wife, we're sitting there talking like, well, I mean, we can live off grid, but living off grid is not going to stop them from coming and taking me. You know what I mean? Like, no,
the whole thing was, you know, my main concern, not fear, was just the IRS targeting me like they did the Tea Party.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be fine. Like, I don't do anything. Again, like, you show me the man, I'll show you the crime is the statement, but there's nothing. Like, we literally overpay our taxes. We're always over on our quarterly, you know, because I've explained this on this show before. Like, you have to prepay your taxes. You have to do your estimated quarterly. So I have to send money that I think based on what I think I'll make. Yeah. But if you're under, they penalize you. So if I say, you know what, I think I'm going to make $300,000 this quarter, they'll be like, okay, sounds good. Send in your prepay. let's say I make 250, like, cool, we'll give you that 50 grand back without penalty, right?
Yeah.
Without any interest. So I gave them 50,000 they can make interest on.
Yeah.
And then they give me back money that I could have made interest on. So I kind of get fucked that way, right? Unrealized gains.
Yeah.
But if let's say I made 400,000, that $100,000 that I just earned, and maybe I had a good month, maybe I had a big account close. No, they're going to fucking penalize me. They're going to penalize me for making more money than I thought I'd make.
We should just get rid of, I mean, we should have a consumption tax, get rid of the income tax for corporations and for people. I really believe it.
Yeah, like I agree. Consumption tax and fuck tariffs.
Yeah.
I mean, let's do it.
It should be mostly tariffs. It really should. It should be mostly tariffs. So back to Bernie. And I've got something I want to point out. So Bernie Sanders lost his shit about these onesies. Did you watch this?
I did see this one, but we can watch it. This is great.
Watch Megyn Kelly behind RFK.
Now you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will.
Megyn Kelly's behind him laughing.
I want good science, and I want to protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
How the fuck did he get reelected so many goddamn times? He looks
because
like
people are fucking retarded, bro. Like, it is what it is. Like, people are just stupid. It's profound. But a lot of people in Maine, beautiful state.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful state. But you're looking at Portland, Maine, dude. Like, those people are weird. Like, everybody's gay. Their population's gonna die. There are no straight people in Portland, Maine. I made that discovery when we were in Portland, Maine this summer. I love it. It's great. Best coffee ever. The gay people, they make amazing coffee. Like,
they really do.
Oh, Vermont. My bad, Vermont. Yeah, we didn't go to Vermont. Fuck it. Maine too. Fuck them. You're right. He's from Vermont. Yeah, I think there's like 12 people in Vermont. That's how he won. He bought them all lunch. Like,
wild.
Maine is weird. Maine is great. Beautiful.
I've never been.
There's some based areas, right? But overall, like, Portland, Maine is fucking wild. Like, it is wild. Everybody's gay. There's BLM fucking flags on churches. There's fucking rainbow flags everywhere. Like, look, man, again, I'll visit it again. Portland was probably my least favorite place we went to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, it was trendy. It was fine. Like, we need to have areas like that.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just some fucking crazy liberals and they make really good coffee. But here's the thing. We went to Walgreens, bro, everything was locked up. I was like, I wanted to buy Gatorade. I couldn't I had to go get them. Can you unlock the Gatorade, bro?
To me, it's like you have to have places that have like a high abundance of the whack nuts, just so we can realize how crazy they fucking actually are.
And it's great to visit. You don't want to live there. You don't want to raise your children there. No. But like, it is kind of cool, kind of weird when you see a church with a rainbow flag. You're like, man, I read that wrong. I read the wrong fucking Bible. Like, you're like, what the hell? But you know what? I'll tell you what. New Hampshire is amazing. Bar Harbor, Maine was fantastic. Like, I'll do that trip every year if Katie would let me. She's like, where do you want to go this year? I'm like, there. Yeah, we're actually, you know where we're going on vacation this year, right? I'm not going to tell people when I go, for security reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't want people robbing my house and shit. We're going to Costa
Right.
Rica.
Nice, man.
We already
That's
booked
where,
it, man.
That's where Crystal got her yoga teacher certification from.
Yeah, so we're going to Costa Rica. Apparently, that's where Aaron Rodgers goes to his ayahuasca. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
All fucked up.
I'm going to come back as an amazing quarterback is what I'm going to do. You're going to see me playing on the Titans next year, man.
Well, that makes sense.
No, I mean, we were looking at where to go. So like Hawaii for a family of 5 is going to cost you 50, 60K, right? Like Europe, 50K. You know, last year we got away for like dirt cheap. It was the Northeast. I used hotel points. This year I'm like, Costa Rica is very affordable. The flight's the main cost, but we got an Airbnb and a fucking treehouse. Like, let's go. Yeah. So is Portland worse than California as a whole? So it depends what part of California, right? You're talking about a state versus California has more conservatives than any other state. You realize how big it is. Orange County, California, based. I would live in Orange County if not for the taxes. I love Orange County. I even love the naked people in the locker rooms, as does Alan.
Yeah, of course. It was amazing.
That was the most awkward conversation I've ever been involved in, by the way.
Man, I am a fucking country ass redneck from Pittsburgh. And I'm walking in and this dude's fucking swinging, like turning around real quick, like fist bumping people, like
just
bro.
Talking like he didn't have his penis out.
Like,
but what was crazy is that Sean was acting like it was normal.
Sean
was like, "Hey,
what's
bro,
up, man?"
fist bump.
I'm like,
you and I were like,
I'm like, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. Like,
Sean was like, it's just another fucking Tuesday.
so strange, man.
I was like, what the fuck goes on in this locker room, bro?
Yeah, I'm not sitting down on nothing.
Oh man, yeah, I will never get that man's penis out of my brain. It's always going to be just ingrained right here. And it's like, why'd you look, dude? You walk in. And your peripheral, it's like it was from a distance, and then so we didn't walk towards him. He came to say hi. So we're here. We're like, oh shit, penis, we're stopping, and he approaches us. Objects in mirror were closer than they appeared.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, why'd you look? Because the penis was coming at me. So
I didn't want it to attack me. It was self-defense.
It was my first day in California ever. So I'm like not knowing what the fuck's going on here. I'm like looking at Mark like, what the fuck crazy ass fucking place you bring me to?
And then he goes on this like Republican rant, you know, like saying like Democrats are fucking retarded, right? And we're like, this is a weird like situational conversation. Like you have politics, penis. It was just, there's a lot to die. And our ADHD just wasn't having it.
No, I was just like, there's so much shit going on right now. I can't fucking take this.
But there was smoke coming out of our ears. But so Portland, I would say that Santa Monica, when I grew up in California, was gorgeous. Santa Monica Promenade, Santa Monica Pier. My wife and I, 3rd Street, my wife and I used to go there all the time, like probably twice a week, right? It's changed, right? I would say Portland, Maine is a lot safer than a lot of the California areas that are similar to it. I think a lot has to do with demographic makeup. You know, I do think that Maine is a bit more homogenous, so you don't have certain factions that, you know, have issues with each other. That's not racist at all, but I mean, you could look at the crime statistics. I do believe that there's also this, they're just different in Maine. You know, I think that they have this like more wholesome culture, and the people causing the problems generally came there. So I think that the original people there and like, you know, Portland, Maine is there is criminal elements because they have those socialist policies and bad policies. Oh, Portland, Oregon. Well, shit, I don't fucking know. I've been to Portland, Oregon since 2002.
When I was considering leaving healthcare for the first time, I had a job offer out there, and I had never been ever, you know, and they flew me out, and it was, I mean, it's beautiful. Don't be wrong, it's beautiful. Like it's a beautiful country. I'd love to go hunting there sometime. But then I had some clients once the pandemic started that lived in Portland, like right by the fucking crazy shit. And they were just like, it's Armageddon. Like they were like, it's complete lawlessness.
Yeah.
And if you complain about it or call the cops, you're gonna get arrested. Like so that's the problem.
Nike used to be one of our accounts, so we would go to Beaverton all the time. But it's all these places we shit on. They're actually not bad to visit, right?
No,
you're just it's not safe to live, and you don't go there at night. There's certain areas you just obviously we're not visiting Gary, Indiana, or South Side of Chicago. Like we're not retarded, but a lot of these places are cool. Like they're hip. But you know what? You don't want to live there, and we want a country where you can live everywhere.
I would agree with that. Like I want to be able to live anywhere I want. I don't want to just have to visit. Like, because there's honest, like, dude, I remember like at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, I don't know if I can leave Florida. I don't know if they'll let me back in. I mean, like, I don't know if they'll let me, like, if I go to visit my parents, am I going to be able to allowed into Pittsburgh? Like, because they were, and people can, again, short memories. They were talking about barring people from Florida from traveling places because we refused to wear masks and shit. Like, I mean, they absolutely were.
Tennessee was on that list as well, if you recall.
Yep. Hang on.
And I was like, fuck it, I don't want to go there anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys can have it. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to either celebrate or complain. Hopefully celebrate RFK's official entry into government. And I'll be following that closely. And if you don't follow us already, it's at Mark Lobliner on Twitter, at the MFingCOO. For Alan, our YouTube channel is youtube.com/evening rants. For those of you on Twitter, which is thousands, youtube.com/evening rants, and go subscribe to that. Even if you don't watch it on that, just subscribe. We're trying to get to a level where we actually have people see us in their feed. And right now we're not nearly at the views necessary for that. So, and Rumble, it's there, but I'll be honest. It's at the point where you just do it because you can. But I want Rumble to succeed. But so far, unless you're someone like Bongino, who already has this huge thing that migrated over from somewhere else, I don't think it's possible to build a Rumble channel. I just don't.
Well, it seemed like the very like the first people that got on Rumble, like they became big, and then there was no room for anybody else.
Well, they're not going to grow if they don't diversify, and they're like, I remember I first talked to them. They're like, well, we want fitness. I'm like, I do a fitness video every fucking day, even weekends. And they're good quality and they're well researched. I have one coming out tomorrow. If you don't subscribe to youtube.com/Tiger Fitness, that delves into more testosterone research that has never been talked about.
Right.
I did. I mean, it's like, but they don't, and it kills it on YouTube. And it's like, well, why don't you just put it on Rumble? I'm like, I don't know. Cause I want people to see it.
Right.
Yeah, Rumble just does a horrible job pushing out content that could grow their platform. And I know they're free. What good is free speech if you're not showing it to anybody?
You would think because, and here's the thing, free speech and fitness are basically intertwined after 2020, because especially with RFK, like people should wake up to the fact that the healthcare industry is actually a huge portion of our problem. So fitness is how we escape that shit. And I had very similar, because I had a meeting with Rumble also, and I'm very, like, don't get me wrong, I don't depend on any of that shit, like, ever. But when we talk about outreach, we talk about outreach, and you're not going to push fitness people. If you're not going to push fitness people, you're not going to get fitness people. So then it's just going to be louder with Crowder, and don't get me wrong, I like Crowder, but it's going to be all the mainstays.
It's all political.
Talking about the same shit. Like, they talk about the same shit.
That's why nobody knows about them, because political sphere is small and the big guys are also on YouTube. But it's like what they should do is say, look, here's the thing. You're a good fitness creator. We're going to pay you this much. How much do you make on YouTube? Fine. We'll cover that. And we're going to push you in the algorithm. We're going to pay you what you're making on YouTube. We're going to promote you. You got to get people to our site. But instead, they're just a political. If you look at everything but politics, it's abysmal views, like embarrassing views. Because they've just become a fringe political platform, and I hope they change it. And they can. They have the technology. They have everything going for them. But man, it's disappointing. I really expected more.
I mean, I really did too. I mean, we were hoping it would grow pretty easily. But even my fitness channel grew to like 2,000 followers and stopped. You know, just like literally, just like the faucet stopped. You know.
Yeah, they're just not doing anything to promote it. But anyway, so tomorrow we'll hopefully have some cool stuff to talk about. And we've been doing some occasional rants about fitness. We did one this afternoon. So if you're not subscribed to our fitness channels, please do so. Please do. And then I believe we have a, oh shit, we need to set the outro. All right. Well, it doesn't look like with the chick.
All right.
I don't know if we can at this point, can we?
I can make it happen. So hang on.
Yeah,
Here's
you can.
All right, here we go.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.